Okay. So should I change? Should I change it, or you will send it to me?
So depends who is the. Okay, let me check who is the owner now.
Or I'm just
Yes, sir, you are the owner. You are
changing
the owner.
its configuration.
No, sir, you are the
Huh?
owner. You are the owner of this video.
This recording also.
Yes, sir, because when I select stop recording, it shows that it will be saved in Dr. Rajnish Kumar Verma's drive.
Okay. Okay, okay. Let me check if it is with any one of you. You will share with me so that I can upload it. Yesterday there was some issue, so Preetham has given me the video, and yesterday he gave me. Today I will upload it on YouTube. So here in this reaction I was discussing, you can see charge is conserved, baryon number is conserved, strangeness strangeness is also conserved. Strangeness is not conserved. Here delta S is changing by +1 unit. So if you check from the conservation law table, you can see the strangeness value S can change by ±1 unit in case of weak interactions. So for weak interaction, S cannot is not an essential thing to be conserved. S can be uh, changed. S can change by +1 or -1 unit. So this is good enough. You cannot discard this reaction onto the basis of S not conserved. And if being the case, I can predict that this reaction will be governed by the strong interaction. In that case, I will discard it that strong interaction cannot take place if delta S changes by ±1 unit. However, since this is a decay process, and it seems to me that it might be weak interaction, and weak interaction permits us to have a change in strangeness value not more than ±1. If it is 2, then this reaction is not this reaction will not take place. But since delta S is +1 or -1, this can happen via weak interaction. Now see I, so I is
Sir,
0. Yes.
sir, to know that whether the reaction will be feasible or not, we must have prior knowledge of whether it's a weak interaction or a strong interaction, right?
No, it is not. If you have an idea about whether it is a weak interaction or a strong interaction, it will be good to understand the conservation of quantum numbers. Final remark will be given onto the basis of quantum numbers. Finally, we can for this is a confirmatory test kind of thing. So this confirmatory test will tell you whether the reaction is feasible or not, and which interaction will be governed by the reaction. Just to have an intuition, like we should not if I forget some values, some quantum numbers, then we should not judge it vaguely. My answer should not be very strange, very vague, so that we can have an idea just by looking at the reaction that it seems that this will be weak, and based on this, that in my mind I have the quantum numbers and will check, and these quantum numbers will also tell us that this will be governed by the weak interaction. So checking the quantum number is a confirmatory test. However, looking at the reaction and predicting something is my intuition. That may be wrong also, but it seems that this will be weak, and we are confirming it from the other nuclear quantum numbers. So
So in the first example you gave, there the strangeness number was not getting conserved, and we stopped there and we decided that that will be not feasible.
yes,
Then why are you be continuing with this?
because in that case, strangeness was changing more than 2 units. More than 1 unit. See, strangeness change can happen. Strangeness change can happen. It is allowed by 1 unit in case of weak interaction. But if strangeness changes by more than 1 unit, like I said, strangeness changes to delta S is equal to 2 in previous example. In the first example, delta S was 2. So if delta S is 2, no any interaction will allow it to happen. No any interaction will allow it to happen.
Okay, sir.
Let me make it very clear to you. Delta S is equal to 0 for strong interaction. Delta S can be 0, it can be plus minus 1 for weak interaction. But delta S is equal to 2, 3, 4, like this, reaction is not possible. Immediately you will discard it. So, in very first example, I said that reaction is not feasible, not because delta S was not conserved, but because delta S was not conserved by 2 units. That is why that reaction is not feasible. Had it been the case, delta S was changing by plus minus 1 unit, I would have continued checking other quantum numbers as well, like I am doing here. Here delta S is changing by 1 unit, therefore I will continue further. So hope this is clear now to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Do you have still any doubt?
No, sir.
So hope this is clear to all of you that don't stick to it. This is very easy concept. Don't get stuck over here. Next is isospin I. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The next is isospin I. So on the left hand side I have I0. On the right hand side I have I1 by 2 and 1. So this is half and 1, and in any possible combination you try by 1 by 2 and 1, you will not get 0. Any possible configuration of 1 by 2 and 1 will not give you 0. Okay. Therefore, I is not conserved. Likewise, the third component of the isospin I is equal to 0. And here, this is 1 by 2 and minus 1. If you add these two, you will get minus 1 by 2. This is algebraic addition. Therefore, I3 is also not conserved. And if you want to check parity, you will also see the parity is not conserved. Because I have checked from the rest of the quantum numbers that it seems to me that this will be the quantum number conservation and non-conservation gives us an idea about that this reaction will be feasible. Why this is feasible? Because all the exact conservation laws are fulfilled. All the exact conservation laws are fulfilled. Therefore, this reaction is feasible. And the approximate conservation laws, they are giving us an information whether this reaction will be weak, strong, or electromagnetic. So the I is not conserved and I3 is not conserved, parity is not conserved, delta is changes by 1 unit. They all tell us that this will be, these are the very much properties of weak interaction. These are the properties of the weak interaction. So this reaction will take place. Why? Because exact conservation laws are fulfilled. What will be the interaction governed by the reaction? The interaction governed by the reaction will be weak because all the conservation law tells us, the approximate conservation law tells us I is not conserved, I3 is not conserved, parity is not conserved, and these are the rules for weak interaction to take place. Now, what will be the delta L for the parity conservation checking? In this case, how do I know to calculate parity? Okay. See, this is omega minus baryon resonance. Its parity, intrinsic parity, written on the top of the table, that was 3 by 2. Jp was 3 by 2 plus. So it has plus 1. Here, this is cascade baryon resonance, baryon particle. So this is plus 1. Here I have pi minus, so its parity is odd. Okay, so pi I is plus 1, and here what we have to pi f will be the intrinsic parity of cascade 0, this is plus 1, into the intrinsic parity of pi minus, this is minus 1, into minus 1 to the power of delta n. I will calculate it from j values. So this will be L or delta L. So this is 1 by 2. This is 0 minus 3 by 2. So this is minus 1. Therefore, pi f is plus 1 into minus 1. Here, plus 1 into minus 1 is minus 1 into minus 1 to the power minus 1 to the power L. So this is minus 1. So this is plus. So initial is plus 1 and finally is minus 1. So here you can see parity is conserved, but parity conservation can take place or cannot take place. Both are valid in case of weak interaction. Like see, as I said, the strong interaction delta S, strangeness quantum number delta S will be equal to 0 in case of strong interaction. But delta S can be 0, delta S can be plus 1, delta S can be minus 1 in case of weak interaction. Likewise, in case of parity also, change in parity is conserved, or parity conservation should hold in case of strong interaction. But parity can be conserved, parity can violate. Both things are possible in case of weak interaction. So here you can see the parity violation is taking place, parity conservation is taking place. Still, it will be a weak interaction, because weak interaction may, in weak interaction, parity conservation can take place and it can violate also. So in both ways it is right. I was checking only the intrinsic parity, but the parity is conserved despite of the fact this will be a weak interaction. I is not conserved, I3 is not conserved. The very important properties for a strong interaction to take place.
Sir, you wrote the L values half and 3 by 2. Sir, ये कैसे लिखा मतलब? How do you determine these values?
What should I say? You just check your table. I have written J values onto the basis of that I have written.
Okay, sir.
You just check that table on which where I have given the particle names and all other properties and J values onto the basis of that. The idea is it is trivial to check parity in this case. If it is a decay process and I and I3 are not conserved, S is changing by plus minus 1 unit, it is trivial to change parity conservation. There is no any importance of it. Likewise, C conservation, charge conjugation conjugation. There is no any meaning of checking it if the strangeness is changing by plus minus 1 unit and I3 are not conserved. So for sure that this reaction will take place via weak interaction. since the exact conservation laws are fulfilled and the approximate conservation laws already tells us that this is weak interaction, so it becomes trivial to check the parity conservation and the charge conjugation quantum number conservation checking. Hope this is clear now. So there are other, while discussing some other concepts, I will give you some reactions in between as well, and we'll try to solve for you as much as possible. Meanwhile, I request what is this? I have written over there that this is the spin and the parity of the particle. Like I have a set of particle and they have the same value of J value and their parity. So zero and parity is odd. So for all the 9 scalars, the 8 octet and some the eta dash particle, for all of them the J value is 0 and the parity is odd. That is why it is written onto the top of it. And if you will try to give you as much as possible the examples of particle physics reactions. Meanwhile, I request you to look for yourself, like the cases which have been asked in previous examinations, or the cases which are there in most of the books as an example. You can look into it and try to verify by yourself what will be the whether the reaction is feasible or not, or what will be the interaction. So just by doing those examples, you will have a better idea about how to do these reactions.
Sir, but earlier you have said that the interaction of strange particle is done by a strong reaction, strong interaction.
In the earlier class, I said
the interaction of strange particle is done by strong interaction.
No, I have not said interaction. I said that the generation of strong particles will be governed by strong interaction. The generation of strange particles will be governed by strong interaction. They are generated by strong interactions and especially in pairs.
Okay, sir.
Not the interaction, generation. They are generated in that way. And why do we combine symmetry CP and CPT? Okay, so this is the one thing which is remained over there. I will take one lecture for this, the CPT invariance or the Luder-Pauli theorem. So I'll discuss you Luder-Pauli theorem in coming lectures. So meanwhile, you hold on it. I think this is time now. And if you have still any further query, you can write to me on the portal itself. I'll try to give you the answer as much as possible. And not only confined to the discussion which is there in the class, you just go through the books and solve the problems by yourself. Then you will have a better understanding of it. Right? Bye for now. And respond to the attendance. Respond to that question.
Thank you, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, okay then. Bye for now.
Thank you, sir.